Okay, so we're officially at the start of RIN's route, finally. Oh yeah. Well, the title of this part, this first segment of this route is called Wider Field of Vision. Well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Maybe like Hisao gains a wider perspective. But anyway, this is the day when Hisao is going to join the art club. So we're going to see RIN in action, and Hisao's going to do some painting of his own. So let's find out what's going to go down here, shall we? It's already 8:30, but this morning's class has not yet begun. We were supposed to have physics, but the teacher is nowhere to be seen. Had I known this beforehand, I would have slept in too. Well, you're not psychic. Suddenly the classroom door slams open and Muto grunts his morning greeting to us from the doorway.
Good morning, everyone!
Muto looks like he has not slept at all. The stubber, his messiah than normal hair. Well, his hair is always messiah than normal. Or what am I even saying? No, I mean messier. Why did I even think of messier as messiah or whatever? The stubber, his messier than normal hair, and the stained dress shirt create a less than favorable impression. I guess he had fun last night at the festival too.
Excuse me being late. I ran into unexpected problems. I'm usually not one for festivals like this, but I hope you all had a good time. After all, these sorts of events are important for you all, since they give you a short reprieve from schoolwork.
The class replies with various degrees of enthusiasm, and Muto proceeds to take row and get started.
Right then, today's subject is photon particle physics.
Yeah, fast forward. Before long, I have descended into a comfortable coma-like state along with the rest of the class, letting Muto's rambling speeches pass through one ear and exit the other without leaving a trace.
Now, who could tell us the solution to this problem?
He's written a rather easy equation on the blackboard. Desperately, he tries to get the class to participate. Yeah, actually, blackboard is now no longer the in thing, it's out of fashion really. Nowadays we all use whiteboard. But probably there are still some countries that use blackboard, yeah. Because, well, why they changed to whiteboard? Because blackboard is not so healthy because of the chalk powder and all that. So that's why they changed to whiteboard, which is healthier. Because whiteboard uses markers.
Nobody? Come on guys. Nakai, how about you?
Why did you target me, Muto? You don't have to target me. Unfairly singled out and cornered, I give him an answer. It causes his shaggy features to twist into a genial smile that would scare little children's senses.
Precisely. Good work, Nakai.
Well, Hisao is going to move on from science. He's going to move into art, so goodbye, Muto. I'm both disturbed and honored by the fact that he can remember my name only 1 week after I transferred here. From what I've seen, Muto has serious trouble remembering the names of anybody else in the class, and most of them have been here since the first year. The room settles into a dreary mood, students and teachers like trying to get back on track after the festival. I figure last week must have been frantic for everyone. Not a minute too soon, the lunch bells ring. Wait, important business! Oh, could it be Amy? I turn my head just in time to see other people scatter out of the way as someone charges from the far end of the corridor towards the stairway. It has to be Amy. It's too late to realize that I'm standing in the middle of the hallway, or rather the corridor, directly in the way of the oncoming human projectile. I try to skip back towards the doorway. Unfortunately, the person running towards me dodges in the same direction. Oops. In the following fraction of a second, several things come to mind in sequence, yet almost simultaneously. First, I recognize that the girl who is on a collision course with me is Amy. Second, I realize that it feels somehow very natural to be tackled by Amy once again. I could feel most comfortable if not for the reflexive panic and terror Why didn't this scene happen in Amy's room? It would have been comical, you know, and would have fit in perfectly. But anyway. Third, Amy seems to be carrying a foot tall stack of papers while running in the hallway. Oh my god. Papers going to fly. Psh! She crashes into me, but at least the impact was a grazing one on my arm this time. Aoi, why does this always happen to me? Gee, I wonder. Could it possibly have anything to do with you running through the corridor like you were on fire? She whimpers regretfully, looking like a hurt puppy. The puppy eyes again. The sight makes me regret my snapfish command the very instant it emerges from my lips. Now don't worry about it, Hisao. But I was in a hurry. I can tell. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Amy wails weakly one last time and rubs her forehead as if to expel the ache, while her gaze sweeps over the hallway floor. As she notices her neat stack of papers spread all over the floor in one big mess, she lets out a horrified yelp. Ah! The printouts! Oh no, what am I gonna do? Teacher will give me hell if they get dirty. They'll probably be fine. Let's gather them back up. It won't be a problem. We quickly round up the papers, and Amy tries to sort the scattered pile in her hands back into the orderly stack it was. Where are you going? Nowhere in particular, I guess. Didn't want to be left alone in Muto in the classroom. I think he has a hangover. Was there even liquor? No alcohol? I don't know. Have you eaten lunch? Not yet, but I'm not feeling very hungry anyway. She looks at me incredulously, as if doubting my sanity for letting such a thing out of my mouth. You should go to the roof. I promised Rin I would eat lunch with her. I bet she liked company. Uh-oh. My lunches with Rin have been remarkably unsuccessful. But this is Rin's route, so you gotta bond with her, Hisao. I know where this conversation is going, and it's hard to not get drawn along. So I have little choice but to play ball. Okay, I'll go pick up some bread or something first. Amy smiles brightly before I say anything further. No, I'll go and deliver this super quick, and then go buy lunch for us. And Rin, too, of course. What kind of bread do you like? For me, nothing in particular really. It's fine, you really don't need to. Don't worry, it's alright. Consider it an apology. I'll be back before you know it. Yeah, you're gonna dash again, right? That's what I'm worried about. Don't get into another accident. Amy starts walking down the hall, but since she's still talking to me, she isn't watching where she's going. Hi, Mon! Famous last words. She's already jogging down the stairs as she shouts that not so reassuring promise back to me. Sighing quietly, I start plodding along in her wake. But instead of taking the stairs down, I climb upwards. The stairwell up to the roof is unlit and just as creepy as it was before. The door squeaks weakly in protest as I push it open. And Rin's there. Rin is there too, like Amy said, lying on her back at the other end of the pebble-covered rooftop for some reason. Oh yeah, I remember this scene. Predicting something unnecessarily strange again, I walk to her as slowly as possible. Yeah, I remember this scene. Rin lying on the ground. We saw that in Amy's room, so... Hello? She sounds very drowsy as she says that, stretching the end of the word with a slurred voice. Despite that, her eyes are wide open. I look down at her, my shadow overlapping her face. What are you doing? Rin raises an eyebrow. I thought you had a heart problem, not an eye problem. She answers, challenging the rationale of my perfectly valid question without even tilting her head to look at me. Rin's smart-ass comments are infuriating. The worst thing is that I'm not sure if she's doing it on purpose or not. Probably not. Alright then, let me rephrase. Why are you lying on your back on the rooftop? She gives a lazy shrug and sniffs dismissively. I'm trying to experience. People probably don't do this enough. What? Experience what? Lying on the ground looking at the sun? I think a lot of people do this enough. What exactly are you trying to experience here? Are you trying to experience the ground? Or the sky? Or the air? I can't really tell, but there's probably a reason people don't do... Whatever. She's playing dodgeball with me again, answering my attempt at small talk with readers I don't want to pass out. But I don't want to ignore her either. Yeah, but the reason is that everyone's too busy with their lives to pay attention to the really important things. Like watching the sky. She tears her gaze away from the sky and finally looks straight at me. The penetrating deepness of her eyes once she focuses them on something is startling. You know, if you're a girl, I will be able to see your panties. Very random, thank you. If I was a girl, I wouldn't come this close to anyone who tries to sneak a peek at my panties. I have that much common sense. I wouldn't either, but sometimes it can be avoided. Like now, for example. To tell you the truth, I don't even really want to peek at your panties though. Okay. Underpants are the soul of a girl. You shouldn't peek at someone else though, even if you are not a girl. Soul of a girl. Makes sense. As a guy, I guess I can understand that. To us, there's some sort of half mythical object that we can't quite comprehend. Yeah, that's exactly how I think about them too. What a coincidence. It really is. So, did you have world history in the morning class? I skipped class. Why did you skip class? To do this? Well, I'm not actually doing what it looks like I'm doing. Or at least I think that what I'm doing doesn't look like what I look like. But from your perspective, yes it is. Probably. Yeah, I skipped class to do this. I guess whatever your reason is as good as any. Giving in to the tired feeling in my legs, I sit down on the roof next to RIN. The pebbles are not the most comfortable bed in the world, but if she can stand it, then I should be able to as well. I wouldn't be able to though. I mean, pebbles, I've heard of people like walking on pebbles. It's a form of therapy, but it's still kind of an uncomfortable feeling, What are you waiting for? Try it. Try what? Lie down on the ground? I bend my neck backwards to take a look at where she is looking. Okay, the sky. The silvery blue sky dotted by herds of cloud sheep fills my field of vision entirely. For it's pretty, the view is nothing special even though the weather is fair. Well, there are people who tries to analyze the sky, deeply enough to be able to interpret things, based on their imagination. I give a shrug, trying my best to imitate the nonchalant manner which RIN seems to have evolved to perfection, and lie down on my back. The stones poke at my back through my tin shirt whenever I shift my weight even a little, forcing me to keep as still as possible. I try to ignore the discomfort and myself, instead concentrating on the vastness over us. Far above, the summer clouds drift soundlessly across the dome of the sky. Neither of us has anything more to say, thus silence covers the rooftop, as we wait for Amy. The subdued noises of students on their lunch break, cicadas in the trees, and traffic buzzing past the school are humming pleasantly somewhere in the background. Listen, I had a great time yesterday. Oh yeah, we certainly had a great time yesterday, Just sitting there with RIN, staring at the painting for 6 hours or 7 hours straight. Yeah, that's fun! Did you? Well, to be honest, no. But it was alright. It was probably the longest time I've ever sat in one place without doing anything, which is kinda impressive. Actually, anyone can kind of do that, if you're bored enough. I try to make it sound as convincing as possible. Is that impressive? I think it is. I'm usually too restless to do anything like that. I think I had a good time too. Good to know. A cloud passes above us, casting its shadow on the school. A chill surges through me from the sudden change of sunlight to shade. I realize that summer is not in its full bloom quite yet. The only measure of time passing is the slow pace of the clouds moving towards the town. Stray beams of golden sunlight leak through the gaps, blinding me for a moment whenever they hit me directly in the eyes. The blue of the sky looked so unreachable, yet you see it's like so near and yet so far. This reminds me of the time I spent in the hospital, where I was bored out of my mind on a daily basis. Kind of. I mean, in the hospital you're staring at nothing but white walls and ceiling. Somehow, it didn't matter after a while. I learned to appreciate other things besides watching TV and gossiping with people I didn't even like. A comprehensive sensation of calmness spreads from my sight to my other senses, finally hitting my brain. An airplane zooms by, leaving two thin contrails in its wake like a pair of chalk lines drawn from one of the sky to the other. An airplane, oh. I wonder where it is heading. The low din of its engines carries all the way down to my ears. Boom! Although it's barely audible over the racket from the quad. It's nice. The airplane? It's nice, but I don't understand why this is more important than going to class. Isn't it good to do something you like? Well, yes, but like I said, I don't know why you like this. Every once in a while. Of course, but... What are you doing? Amy has snuck up on us without either noticing and is only a step away from me, holding several packages wrapped in plastic film in her arms. She leans forward and peeks over me, overshadowing my face almost exactly the same way I overshadowed RIN before. I wonder how weird this looks, the two of us lying on our backs on the rooftop. That's what I asked too. I would be more concerned about what you are doing. If I were you, I wouldn't come that close to people who could see your panties. Feel? Amy's voice is scandalized, but she quickly takes a step backward, pressing her hands against the front of her skirt, so abruptly that the parcels of bread she was carrying fall. Ah, now I get what RIN meant by that. Now, because now, Hisao is lying down, so she's staring at Amy's panties. I quickly avert my eyes and glance angrily at RIN. She pretends not to see me. Well, sometimes you wonder whether RIN is really, like totally a random person, or is she like acting this way on purpose, Hisao isn't like that, right? Right. Amy scowls at RIN and crouches down to pick up the packages. She wipes the dust off them and skips leafly around me to RIN's other side where she sets herself down. Anyway, here's your bread. Heard sorry it took a while. That's alright. Thanks for treating me. I pull myself up into a sitting position and gratefully accept the bread Amy's offering. All three of us ravenously dig into the simple meal. The bread is surprisingly decent and readily fills my stomach. I follow from the corner of my eye the skill with which RIN handles her bread between her feet. I haven't seen you on the track in a few days. Sorry, Amy. Your route's over. I ain't gonna run anymore. Oh, right. I figured it was too heavy a routine for me to start with. So you've been doing something else? I've been considering my options. She frowns but doesn't pursue the issue further, for which I'm thankful. Amy seems pretty headstrong, and I wouldn't really want to get pestered by her about this on a daily basis. I have enough burdens to bear with Shizune and Misha already. We barely finish the lunch before the bells ring, calling us back to our classrooms. Okay. Hi-chan! Misha waves at me as soon as I enter, and starts talking before I even make my way across the classroom. How was your festival? Did you have fun? Yeah, we had fun, alright. Still somewhat undecided on that. I would say probably. Why? Just asking. Her eyes glint in a way that tell me she's not just asking. I can't even start to guess her motives though. Does she know about the fact that Hisao and RIN are getting closer together? As the well-timed entrance of the English teacher prevents us from talking further, Misha falls back to plan B, using paper. Yeah.
I was there all day with Shi-chan. We had a lot of fun.
Weren't you supposed to be doing work?
Don't worry, everything went really well.
I don't reply to that, and she leaves me alone after Shizune demands her attention. My own attention, on the other hand, is directed out the windows. Now that I look at it from here, through the window and the foliage just outside, the sky seems smaller. I catch only small glimpses of blue. Everything else is a clutter of noise right in the middle of my field of vision. What experience did RIN want out of staring at the sky? Surely she's done it before. Everyone has. Well, like I said, it's all in the mind. It may look like just the sky, but with your imagination, you can imagine it to be anything but the sky. It's no use trying to guess her mind, unless you dream of her and then you somehow enter her dreams. I can bet if there's that ability to enter her dreams, RIN's dreams, then her dreams is going to be as abstract as fake, man. Sure. It's no use trying to guess her mind, but if I don't do that, then I have no excuse for not concentrating on the teacher's words. I look at the scribbles appearing on the blackboard, trying to figure out their meaning with little success. English really is not my favorite subject. We have a strong mutual dislike for each other. Alright. Thick hot afternoon light invades the corridor, making the air feel heavy and lazy. My body feels weighed down by it as I drag it 2 doors down the hallway to the art classroom. There we go. We're going to the art club. Maybe this is part of the reason why I didn't join the clubs before. Afternoons just aren't suited for activity. Yeah, it's a perfect time to laze. Just sleep. Oh, this is definitely a new image. So this is the art club, and we have a few students. Okay, so here is RIN, and then this guy must be the blind artist that RIN mentioned. And then there's some more, this girl, and this girl, don't know who. Okay, but this is the art club, comprised of 5 members so far, with Hisao will be 6. I knock on the door of the card room and open it. A girl was possibly doing something important with a scroll of paper she's carrying turns to reckon me, and smiles in a sweet, if a bit confused manner. Oh? Hello? Oh. Okay. That's a very close up. Girl. Don't be so hasty. This is the art club, right? Yep. You interested in joining? Yeah. In fact, I might already have done so, but we'll see. I give her a weak smile, and her own widens a notch, making me feel less nervous. Great. Have a seat then. We'll start when the teacher gets here. Without even scouting the room for a good spot, I walk quickly to the back of the room and settle myself on a free seat, apart from everyone else. Okay, so there's some more people here. Okay, 2 more here, while someone is sleeping. A few other members are lounging in their seats, waiting for the teacher. RIN sits alone in a window seat, looking outside. She's the only person here that I know. Although a guy I've never really gotten along with from my own class is here too. Okay. So we have a guy from his own class. Nobody else comes to greet me. Maybe introductions are left for it later, so I just settle for silent observation as well. One boy has sunglasses on, and outside indoors were we not at Yamaku. I'll bet he's the blind student RIN was talking about. The wait proves to be extremely short. Here we go, the teacher. Nomiya walks over to stand behind his desk in 3 long strides, then gives a smile and a flamboyant greeting.
Good afternoon, everyone. First things first, Hisao there is a new member. Does everyone get along with him?
He winks at me unsettlingly. All 8 members of the club, including myself, answer his greeting with considerably less enthusiasm. Still, people finally straighten up in their seats and begin to pay attention.
I think some of you still have projects to work on, so please continue with those if you like. As for the rest, I was thinking that today we could do some rough studies. How does that sound?
Nobody answers except with some unintelligible murmurs, which Nomiya apparently interprets as unanimous approval.
Alright then, everyone not working on other projects, choose a partner and draw a sketch of one another.
We're definitely gonna choose RIN, so...
You should be able to complete this today, but if not, we can continue it next time, or even do it again if you find it interesting. Remember to pay attention to lighting and shadow, and give it your best.
Pairing up? I feel pretty awkward about it, hardly knowing anyone here. I wish someone would ask me to be their partner. Isn't it obvious, Hisao? People stand up and move their chairs closer together, but nobody comes to me. Pretty soon, everyone else has paired off. Friends team up with each other, but I'm left alone. Come on, you don't see RIN as your friend? Come on, Hisao. Well, there is RIN. She's sitting in the furthest corner of the classroom, still staring out the window and seemingly uninterested in taking part in the exercise. Since she's the only other one without a partner, I walk to the seat. I can't see her face because her hair is covering most of it, and she's looking away from me. RIN? I call out to her. No response. Well, touch her. Hey, want to partner up? You're the only one I know here. She seems to finally acknowledge my presence, head turning like a robot as she looks to see who is addressing her. RIN doesn't answer, and I don't want to repeat the question either. I'm sure she's heard it the first time. Why doesn't she say anything? It can't be such an awful fate to be paired up with me, can it? She doesn't look at my face, and instead stares directly at my chest and stomach. You're analyzing me. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're analyzing me in advance so that you can draw me perfectly. Okay. Oh, okay. Why not? Wow, that took a while. Okay. Good. Great. I'll get the stuff for us. Looking at the equipment Nomiya has prepared for today's meeting confuses me. Instead of graphite or pencils, we are apparently supposed to do ink sketches. I've never done anything like that before. The teacher, however, seems confident in my abilities to adapt to this medium.
Simple. First you do the outlines in ink, you let them dry, and then you shade with the diluted ink. This is called India ink. It works like watercolors. If you're uncomfortable with it, use a pen instead of a brush for the outlines.
Got it. I pick up paper, water cups, one pen for me, one brush for RIN and ink for both of us, then return to RIN. Grabbing a vacated chair from nearby, I seat myself directly opposite her. Do you want me to do it with my foot or my mouth? Well, either way works, but since you always did it with your foot, so your feet even. What did you say? She tilts her head, her brows forming questioning arcs, as if she doesn't understand that I didn't understand the question. I don't mind drawing it away. You'll look better if I do it with my foot though. With your foot then, if it's all the same to you. Nodding in answer, RIN gets up from her seat and kicks off her sandals. Okay. In two fluid motions, she picks up the paper sheet and drops it on the floor, then snatches the brush between her toes before sitting on the floor in a weird half cross-legged position. Although I've seen her do everything with her feet already, from eating to painting, this display of dexterity is so prodigious that I just stare at her, stunned. RIN contemplates her blank paper intently. The sharp tip of her brush hovers over the paper in anticipation. When she raises her head to see if I'm ready, I quickly turn my face away. I'll go first. Make a pose. What kind of a pose? Superman pose? I don't know, love pose? It doesn't matter. That's the point. You have to make the sketch of the impression you get. Don't decide beforehand. I end up just sitting in my chair, my hands hanging limply between my knees. I look at her, and she looks at me for a moment before beginning. Rin's stare is piercing, but impassive, as if she were trying to absorb a part of me into her own self. Yeah, I know you have to picture it. I feel like I'm physically shrinking under the pressure of her gaze. I get the feeling that for the first time since we met, Rin is actually looking at me, instead of in my general direction. She sketches with confident bold sweeps of the delicate brush, not caring about the potentially destructive consequences of an accidentally misplaced stroke. After she's happy with the outlines, she stands up to pose for me, stretching her back and legs. This time she doesn't look at me. Instead, Rin lets her gaze wander around the room. I'm relieved. It's easier to stare at someone when they aren't staring back at you. Even so, I find it hard to get the sketch going, especially when you're totally inexperienced in drawing. I'm not especially artistically talented, so I'm scared my portrait will turn into something disfigured, especially when compared to my partner's skills. I don't want to embarrass myself too badly on the first try. Rin is not helping the process either. She doesn't stand still for even 10 seconds, tilting her head from side to side to judge her drawing, biting at her lower lip, looking unsatisfied, and constantly shuffling around like she was on the hot coals. I finally managed to make some headway on my sketch, and with my outlines done, we both start inking in the shadow and light. Nomiya passes by and remarks on the beginning of our sketches.
Very good. Standing figure is easier for a beginner to get a grasp on.
But I didn't choose the pose. I look at him and then at Rin in confusion, but he's already moving on to the next pair, and Rin seems unresponsive. Just like when she was painting the mural, Rin has become so engrossed with her work that it seems she has shut me, the classroom, and the entire world itself out from her own little sphere of existence. Yes, she's living in her own world, you know. Every now and then she leans backwards, seemingly to get some perspective. Sometimes she bends forward, leaning down until her nose almost touches the paper. This rocking back and forth looks silly. Suddenly, Rin proves she hasn't completely drifted off into a world of her own and speaks. Are you having fun already? Well, yeah. She doesn't raise her eyes from the drawing, which is a good thing. The breaking of the silence sends a jolt of surprise through me, as if I had been electrocuted. I don't know yet. It's hard to say. I can't hear how she replies to my answer because it seems she's suddenly having a private whispered conversation with her sketch. Okay, talking to the art. I don't understand how she can draw so well when she has the attention span of a butterfly. As it seems she lost her interest, I go back to work on my drawing as well. I try to add texture to Rin's hair, to somehow grasp the way the golden afternoon sun lights her bright red tussle aflame, and transfer it to my paper in shades of black and grey. Somehow this pen and the bottle of ink seem like such lousy, inadequate tools for the task. Minutes pass, but the sketch doesn't magically look any more like Rin than it did before. Her voice wakes me up from my despair. What about now? Excuse me? Are you having fun already? Okay, so the point of doing all this art is to have fun. Or maybe it's because I said before that I had fun last night, or rather yesterday with Rin, spending there. So now she's asking again to reaffirm whether you're having fun. Are you having fun? So of course you have to say yes if there's a choice for this. Even though it's not fun. Anyway, why do you keep asking that? Because it's a club, right? Clubs are meant to be fun. You join to have fun. Are you having fun? Well, that's kind of true. We join a club to have fun, right? To enjoy the club. Is it important that I'm having fun? Oh yes, it is. Otherwise, why would you even join a club? Yes. Okay, I'm having fun. Good. I wonder if I said that just to please her, or if I really meant it. I can't really decide which it was. I don't hate this though, I can honestly say that much. It's good enough for now. Alright. As the allotted time to finish the studies quickly ticks away, I desperately try to improve my awful sketch, but it doesn't seem to get any better. I want to start again from scratch, but what would be the point? There's no time for that either. Well, just do a new one next week, in the next club session. Okay everyone, that's it for today. Please study the drawings on my desk, and I'll see you all next Monday. Okay, so it's every week. So this is Hisao's drawing. Not bad actually, for a starter. This is actually not a bad drawing, At least there's effort put in. Hisao, great job, Even though it's not good clearly, but hey, at least it's actually decent, for first timer, So yeah, good effort there, Hisao. I glance at my portrait. It doesn't look exactly like RIN. I guess you could say portrays her, but that might be a bit generous. Don't worry, we are generous people. It does portray a little bit of her. The nose and jaw look hideous, and the shading is bad. Yeah, that much we need to work on, yes. Granted, it's my first attempt at drawing with ink, but it's still pretty bad. That's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. She sneaked up behind me while I was lost in thought. Damn it. I was hoping I could smuggle the portrait to the teacher without you seeing it. Why? I'm not really happy with it. I wish I could draw better. You just need some practice. Could you take my drawing to the teacher too? Curious myself about how the sketch turned out, I peeked at the picture. From the way RIN was drawing, it looked like she was really into it. Wow. This actually is a lot better than, Hisao's drawing. Actually, the way, RIN drew Hisao here, in this pose, Hisao looks damn cool in this pose, Really damn cool, like, wow, some gangster, Yeah. Really cool. It's excellent. Somehow the seemingly arbitrary strokes come together to form an image of my face, from the shape of my chin to the messy hair, to the somewhat gloomy expression. Her sketch blows my mind. So we have come to the first choice of RIN's route. This is kind of tricky actually. Normally, it really blows my mind. The first thing you would definitely would say is you're amazing, right? But there's another option which is I wish I was as good as you. Let me think. I wish I was as good as you. This is kind of tricky actually. I mean, the thing is, let me think. But normally I would have just said you're amazing, Yeah, but then again, I think the other option also works as well, because it's like I wish I was as good as you, because it's like I'm not good enough. Like I wish I was as good as you. I want to strive to be like you, Yeah. But I think maybe RIN's choices are a bit hard to decide, because I don't really know RIN well, but oh man, this is actually a bit difficult to choose. I mean, but then again, I actually would naturally choose the first option, which is amazing, because the second option does give off the vibe that Hisao is lacking in confidence, Like I wish I was as good as you, like he's envying her like that. But then again, it may not be also good. I wish I was as good as you, because if I just say you're amazing, probably she'll just dismiss it, saying that I'm amazing. Not really. Yeah, but if I say I wish I was as good as you, then maybe maybe it's like I will strive to be harder, to strive harder. I want to be like you, But oh man, this is actually a bit difficult because I don't really understand RIN well. But let me think. But then again, let me see. Because okay, let me just in retrospect, yeah. If you think about it, because I know that Rin, when she drew the mural, you know, she wasn't actually satisfied. Even after finishing the painting, she wasn't really satisfied, you know. So, but then again, I think maybe I'll go with the amazing choice after all, because maybe Rin is someone who doesn't receive compliments much, so it would actually be good to like compliment her, you know, instead of saying something like, I wish I was as good as you. Yeah, that's like yeah, maybe I'll go with the amazing. So alright, I'm going to go with the natural choice, something that anyone would say, rather than the other option, which is I wish I was as good as you. Yeah, because that one is like kind of give off the negative feeling that oh, I wish I was as good as you, like I wish I can be. Yeah, it's like you're envying her, but like it gives off the not so good yeah, it doesn't give off a good vibe, no. Yeah, yeah, so maybe I'll go with you're amazing. So alright, wow, you're amazing. It's not that amazing, but thanks. I take a closer look at her work. It's still glistering with slowly drying ink. You know, I look kind of grim here. You do look kind of grim. I mean, I agree, but it's also true otherwise, too. Like this you, not the you I made. I do. I think so, at least. Her simple statement makes me suddenly feel incredibly self-conscious. I feel like I need a mirror right now to confirm or debunk Rin. It's a nasty feeling. Give me a mirror right now! Maybe it's just her. I hope it's just her. And that I don't look like that sketch to everyone. Hey, but this sketch okay, it doesn't look that bad. Although maybe you can maybe improve on your image, don't look so gloomy, you know. It's a good sketch, but somehow I get a really oppressive feeling from it. I see. Anyway, it looks really good. You really are amazing. Thanks. I'm glad I could draw you. You're an interesting person. See? Cheer, yeah, happy. Yeah. I mean, like I said just now, the other option probably would work. You know, like I wish I was as good as you, but it kind of gives off the vibe that, you know, that yeah, you're putting yourself down, you know. So yeah, so that maybe wouldn't be a good thing. That wouldn't be a good thing, you know, to give Rin the impression that you're putting yourself down. So you're an interesting person too, but that didn't help me much. My self-deprecation has no limits today, but Rin ignores it all. I knew that I could never compare, but to see the difference in my own eyes is quite humbling. See, I tried to make you look like you, think a lot, since you did a lot of thinking. Aww, yeah, I might have overdone the fed up with life expression, but cynics are like that, right? Okay, but actually it's also kind of true. You know, some things Rin say are kind of true, like he's a bit of a cynic. I want to retort something snappy, but Nomiya gives me no time to think, ushering us to the door.
Hurry up, you two!
While we've been chatting, the rest of the club has taken their leave. I quickly pick up our drawings and take them to the teacher's desk before hurrying after Rin, who has already left the classroom. She's not in the hallway to my surprise. I wonder where she managed to run off to in just a few seconds. Would have been nice to talk more. Well, not that I had much to say, except maybe get back at her for calling me a cynic. It's surprisingly late. I really got used to school ending at the same time every day, so I can feel the extra hours in my head and my gut. My growling stomach reminds me that I am absolutely ravenous. I'm so hungry that I would dare to try anything the cafeteria staff has deemed edible. Alright. Even when I see today's delicacy, fried mystery lumps, my steely resolve doesn't fade. I stuff the dinner down without tasting it at all, which is probably for the best. I don't have much homework to do, but what little I have won't get done by itself, so I stroll towards the dormitories. Preparing for the post-homework lull, I knock on Kenji's door. Wait, Why are you even looking for Kenji, Hisao? What the hell's wrong with you? He responds from the other side, although I can't make out what he said. I try the door, but it's locked. After several seconds, the locks click open and he opens the door. Hi. Hey, could I borrow a book? The library was already closed after I got away from my club meeting. He's squinting even more than usual and his eyebrows are twitching nervously.
That? It's dangerous, man. Indoctrination, groupthink, brainwashing, you name it.
What the hell are you even on about?
High school clubs are the seats of conspiracy. Do you know how many secret societies have grown from high school clubs? Watch your back and don't get too deep in. You might not come back.
Okay, Kenji, so how about that book?
Yeah, sure, but return them and don't spy on my books. No drinks, no food stains, no body fluids. Capsies?
Sure, thanks. Instead of letting me in, he retreats from the door, closing it again. After a few seconds, he returns with a stack of 3 thick books and hands them over to me. Opening the topmost one, a familiar emblem stamped on the copyright page greets me. Your books? These are from the school library.
Yeah, not mine.
Yours? You stole this? Yeah, we saw this before, you know, in one of the routes, I think Amy's route.
What are you talking about, man? I've been liberating this from the oppressive feminist movement that controls the library.
What? You're talking about, what's her name again, Yuko? Please say oppressive feminist movement doesn't mean that poor librarian girl, Yuko. She couldn't even oppress a wet towel. Kenji turns away, mumbling something I can't make out, and closes the door behind him. Before going to my own room, I enter the bathroom. While washing my hands, my eyes catch my reflection from the mirror above the sink. Oh yeah, just to see whether I'm gloomy or not. Let's see. Actually, yeah, you know, like he does look a bit gloomy, you know, you see, you know, yeah. I try to look for the grimness RIN saw in me, but it's just the usual me inside the mirror that stares back. Well, it is the usual you that looks grim, you know. I attempt to tell myself that this is what I've always looked like, but I realize I don't remember what I looked like half a year ago. Alright, so that's the end of this segment. Okay, I hope the first choice I made wasn't wrong, so